skipped a lot. Not sure why. Gets skipped. People get lulled into the rough of it.
Right before we were supposed to leave Sal's Farm to Hermitage to take a summer
Probably.
break.
I remember doing a bunch of. We were doing those things with the Pop Energy Center for all the kids. Yeah, I remember doing those.
Yeah. That's so weird that we like totally were at all of those things and just never talked to each
It
other.
is kind of funny. I do remember seeing those. I remember going with Simon.
Not too
Yes.
fast.
morning, Unity Atlanta. Happy Halloween.
Happy Sunday. I wake up, feel it, those fears are back again. Can't shake 'em, can't make 'em ever fade, ever end. Am I good enough? Do I measure up? Feels like a war I can't win. But I wasn't given a spirit of fear, I was given the power of love. Everything I've been fighting against, I'm gonna lift it up. I wanna be fearless. No holding back, no backing down. Fearless. Because I believe you're with me now. Bring on the unknown. Lead me and I'll go. You set me free. God, I wanna be fearless. I want to be fearless. I want to be. These mountains, these giants will fall at a single word. In your name, in your strength, I'm more than a conqueror. God didn't give me a spirit of fear. God gave me a power of love. Everything I've been fighting against, I'm gonna lift it up. I wanna be fearless. No holding back, no backing down. Fearless. Because I believe you're with me now. Bring on the unknown. Lead me and I'll go. You set me free. Now I'm gonna be fearless. I want to be fearless. I want to be. I won't be afraid. I won't be afraid. I'll call on your name and I'll walk out in faith. I won't be afraid. I won't be afraid. I'll call on your name and I'll walk out in faith. I won't be afraid. I won't be afraid. I'll call on your name and I'll walk out in faith. I want to be fearless. No holding back, no backing down. Fearless. Because I believe you're with me now. Bring on the unknown. Lead me and I'll go. You set me free. Now I'm gonna be fearless. I want to be fearless. I want to be fearless. I want to be fearless.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. I'm Red. Happy Sunday. Namaste. The Spirit in me truly welcomes, honors, embraces, and rejoices in the Spirit in you. And as we're in the Halloween spirit, especially this Sunday, let us begin our time together with prayer. Today, let us rejoice in a time to experience our own true, soulful, spiritual nature as we give thanks for this beloved community that flows with faith, strength, wisdom, generosity, and abundant good vibes. Today, as we remember God's everlasting grace, God's infinite compassion, and God's unconditional love, let us be alive to our own radiance as we choose to release the fears, worries, doubts, and concerns about how life will unfold later and tomorrow and next week and next month and next year. Let us see within ourselves the innate capacity and inestimable courage to look fear in the face and know it for what it is, so we may believe in our best outcomes, no matter what may be occurring in our lives. Let us be at peace with ourselves so we can live peacefully, joyfully, lovingly, and courageously. Together, let us know this, claim this, affirm this, and especially let us allow it to be so. And so it is. Amen. Amen. Well, happy last Sunday of October. This is the Sunday that traditionally is our Trunk or Treat Sunday. And so whether you're here in our sanctuary or you are tuning in, I hope you will have a treat. We have no tricks for you today, just treats and a lot of love in the spirit of this time, which is really a celebration of generosity, when we just get to give something nice to someone else, when we get to say, I see you as a divine child of God. And so whether you are here in our sanctuary for the very first time, tuning in for the very first time, please know that you are here by divine appointment. There is something in story or song or daily word or a quick chat with a new friend that is here to spark something, some little bit in the divine essence that you are, so that you may continue to grow forth in spirit. We love to recognize the spirit in one another. We do that by greeting each other and saying namaste. If you'd like to greet someone in our virtual community, please come up to the microphone and wish them a happy Sunday. Let us greet one another and say namaste.
Singing namaste. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. Namaste. 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 I singing namaste. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. Namaste. 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 My heart singing namaste. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. Namaste. 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 My heart singing namaste. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. Namaste. 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 My heart singing namaste. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. Namaste. Namaste.
Good morning, Unity Atlanta. Happy Trunk or Treat Day. And as you can see, this week we are fearless, but we are not fryless. So I'm right here. Thank you. See, I'm here all week, but I'm really not. Okay. All right, so let's begin with our statement of faith. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in our lives. God, the good, omnipotent. Our daily word for today is a classic daily word from June 1980. The daily word for today is courage. The affirmation is, I am strong and of good courage. The scripture is from Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. Be strong and of good courage. Be not frightened or dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. The reading says, it is always possible to overcome fear, to stand strong, and to be of good courage. Good courage. What kind of courage is good courage? Good courage is firmness of mind and will in the face of difficulty. Good courage is more than bravado. It is courage that comes from the depths of our soul and being, the courage that our heart feels because we know that God is with us. Good courage inspires us to act if action is necessary. Good courage inspires us to stand still if this is where our answer lies. Good courage meets our fears gallantly and says, you are nothing. Good courage steadies our resolve. Courage keeps us confident. In any time of need or difficulty, at any time that fear shows its face, we can be strong and of good courage. Again, the daily word for today is courage, and the affirmation is, I am strong and of good courage. Namaste. And now as we prepare for meditation, our performance of morning prayer, I Will Surrender, by Joyce Burrell, the Soulful Harmonics.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fears that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let Spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and true and free. As I continue walking in this mystery, there may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day.
As we prepare for meditation, please feel free to raise your hand if you would like our prayer chaplains positioned around the sanctuary to join you in affirming God's omnipresence in your life. And now I invite you to relax in whatever way is comfortable for you. Relax and breathe in the breath of life. Breathe out, letting go of any tension or wandering thoughts. Once again, gratefully breathe in the breath of life and just hold it. Now sigh it out of your mouth. Now I invite you to gently close your eyes, to shut out anything other than this time we are sharing in the stillness together. Just be still. Remember the story of the little train that kept saying, "I think I can, I think I can, I think I can." Imagine yourself as that little train trying to build up enough confidence to move forward. What is holding you back? Could it be you haven't properly maintained your machinery? Are you on a journey that is new to you? Are you carrying a load that feels so heavy that you struggle under the very weight of it? Or are you feeling that your engine has grown too old to make another trip, to try another adventure? Dear little train, know that help is always available no matter what ails you. Your owner takes great pride in assessing your needs, developing and authorizing routine maintenance for optimum performance, equipping you with the latest GPS system so that you'll never get lost, setting maximum load specifications to protect you, ensuring that your engine is in tip-top shape for more glorious adventures. Leave your fears behind, little train. We know that like your little train owner, our God meets all our needs before we ask. In the spirit of that knowing, let us dwell on this thought from Isaiah 41:10, which says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be afraid, for I am your God." Sit with that thought in the stillness. when we remember that God is always there, who or what shall we fear? For we not only think we can, we know we can. And so it is. Amen.
Your spirit is a gentleman, standing at my hidden doors within, where you wait for me to let you in, so you can set me free. Your spirit is a wrecking ball, tearing through my rebel walls, and one by one I watch them fall, till you are all I see. You're the life in me. Oh, you're the air I breathe. Oh, you're the change in me. The change in me. Your spirit is a whispering when all the lies are deafening. You speak to the very heart of me, and fear cannot remain. Your spirit is the light ahead, calling me into the depths, daring me to take a step. Let you lead the way. Oh, you're the life in me. Oh, you're the air I breathe. Oh, you're the change in me, the change in me. Your spirit is a holy flame, burning all the old away. And here I am, Lord, have your way, till all that's left is you. All that's left is you. Oh, you're the life in me. Oh, you're the change in me. Oh, you're the change in me, the change in me. Your spirit is my constant friend. You're with me to the very end. never be alone again. You're the change in me.
And now, an inspirational teaching from Myrtle Fillmore, New Thought pioneer, Unity co-founder, metaphysician, teacher, and writer. Overcoming Fear, from a collection of her writings from the early 20th century, How to Let God Help You. Erroneous, imperfect faith keeps its possessor trembling with terror and apprehension, keeping one eye on the stock exchange or the pill business. Probably each of us has to face some particular danger, one that is greater than all the rest of the ills that hinder us. If we know and are faithful to truth, we need never fear. Whatever troubles may seem to arise, we can meet them with truth. Nothing can stand before it. Sometimes we fear that we have not the ability to do a thing we ought to do. We fear that there are obstacles in the way. If there are obstacles, we have made them with our mindset. God never put anything in the way of progress. When we get rid of our fears, we find that the way is clear for us to go the Lord's way.
In the midst of his healing ministry, Jesus was going through towns, and he reached a town where the leader of the synagogue was preaching. The leader's name was Jairus, and his daughter was very ill. And his hope was that Jesus would heal his daughter. And Jesus, being as Jesus was, he was very calm about the situation, and they were attending to their business that they would attend to. And as they were concluding, some people run up to Jairus and say, "Your daughter is dead." And Jesus turns to the upset, troubled Jairus and says, "Do not fear, only believe." Each of us has something that scares us. We're spiritual beings having human experiences as we're shining the light of our radiant souls and taking care of these divine body temples. And it is not God, as Myrtle Fillmore teaches, who puts the obstacles in our way. It's how we think about the human experiences and the human situations and the things that happen because something in us somewhere on our journey said, I'm choosing to put on this glorious body temple to come and have these awesome experiences and share some incredibly fabulous stuff that is my soul essence with the world. And thousands of years of philosophers and religious scholars have written all about this. But Myrtle Fillmore had a way of just breaking it down really simply as a person at that turn of the century time who was able to heal her body of illness and to overcome financial hardships and other troubles that lots of human experiences have when we're here being the spiritual souls we are. Fear is so powerful and so paralyzing that it stamps out the God essence that speaks to us in our own still small voice. And I want to share with you a little story about how fear is and what fear can do. Someone I know, a congregant I did spiritual conferences with, we'll call her Gina, had a pretty extraordinary life from my perspective. She raised 6 children, and while they were young, she got divorced. And being a woman of a certain age at a certain time, had to go out and get a job, and the only time she could go out and get a job was the night shift at a distribution center. And she shared with me the fears that she had about leaving her children alone, although the oldest child was already in their teens and able to make sure that the house was secure and everything was fine at night, and they always were. And she worried about money. How am I going to have enough money to put food on the table, and how are they going to go to college, and and how am I going to do all these things that I'm going to do with 6 children, and why did I marry that jerk? What if I get sick? What if they get sick? What if, what if, what if, what if? And by the time I met Gina, she had already overcome several of these upsets. And we were really getting together sometimes as she wanted to talk about this next phase of her life, because at the ripe old age of 70, she met the love of her life. We'll call him Edgar. And what if they got into a fight? Would they break up? And I said, well, how about what if you two could get better and better and better at communicating so you understood your motivations together, for example? And Gina was a true student. She went to a Unity church. She read Myrtle Fillmore. She studied all these things, but she was still waking up in the middle of the night with the hobgoblins of fear. I don't really know anyone who hasn't sat up in bed in the middle of the night at some point, yours truly included, of like, oh my God, what about? And there's a difference between we could spiral ourselves out into an upset, or we can pull out the scripture from Isaiah 41 or Joshua or Jesus and go, okay, all right, it's okay. I can do this. And I'll be better at it at 7 a.m. than at 3:30 a.m. and we can breathe and go back to sleep. See, fear is so powerful. Fears are inherited. Generations of our family has feared the haunted house on the hill. Don't go there, it's very scary. And so we create in the house on the hill the wicked witch of the east, west, north, south who's going to terrorize us. And we're passing that story down for generations and generations, or worse. If you eat that, you're going to get cancer and die. If you do that, what'll become of you? Or we have a really strong creative essence, and we think we want to be a playwright or an artist, or we're just going to take a few years and do small jobs, and we're going to travel, backpack around Europe. Well, you'll never amount to anything if you don't go to college. Well, okay. And so maybe we give up the idea because we need the approval so much. And then 10, 20, 30 years we struggle in a corporate job when we really just wanted to be a playwright. Or we do that thing that is really big now in 2024, especially in these past few weeks. We absorb the fear because we have so much information coming at us, so much information coming at us, so much information coming at us. If your candidate gets elected, the world is going to blow up. No, if your candidate gets elected, the world is going to blow up. And there's stories and there's stories and there's stories. And do you know that psychologists and psychiatrists call that looping doom scrolling? That if you are constantly going through like this on your feed, you're in a loop. And this is how algorithms work. Once you pick a few things, it's like, we gotcha, and you keep seeing the same kind of thing over and over and over again. It's called doom scrolling because it fills us with doom and gloom and dread and fear, and some of us are like, oh my God. And we're cowering in corners. See, long before there was all this technology, the Isaiah prophet, Joshua, Jesus, Myrtle Fillmore knew there was a way inside to reprogram yourself. Guess what, y'all? Y'all have your own algorithm. But you run it. Don't look for it out here. It's not going to work. And so if we get into that place where we're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling about the fear, we're the ones who say, oh, wait a minute. I don't need to see any of this news feed anymore. Let me check in with Katie. She always has a cute puppy picture. And you go to Katie's page, you just blew up their algorithm. Okay, thank you for laughing. It's pretty easy. You can squeeze my hand in the receiving line later and admit, yep, I got caught up in my feed. Atlanta United lost. Atlanta United lost. Atlanta United lost. Okay already. All right, let me look at something else. We have to decide within us that we are strong enough to turn down the noise of fear. Fear is loud. Fear is highly charged. Oh my God. Fear is angry or nasty or cruel. Fear puts us in a grip that doesn't want to let go. And you know this if you've ever sat up in bed at 3:30 in the morning and you're going like this, like, oh. I'm not going to be able to pay the mortgage. I'm going to get sick and die. They're not going to love me anymore. They're not going to call me anymore. I'm going to lose my job. How am I going to get this done? What are they going to think of me? One of the number one fears, maybe second only to public speaking for many people. There are people who'd rather fill potholes on 285 sometimes than stand up and do my job. That's how scary some things are to us. But the presence of God lives in us. Jesus knew this. This is why he says to Jairus, only believe. Because here's a key point. Jairus has no literal proof that his daughter is dead. Gina had no literal proof that she and Edgar were going to hit a bump in the road and break up and her world was going to fall apart. There was no literal proof. And so what does Jesus do? Jesus goes to Jairus' house where everybody's outside doing the first century version of doom scrolling, your daughter's dead, your daughter's dead, your daughter's dead, your daughter's dead. And Jesus is like, oh, y'all get out. See you later, bye. And Jesus goes to her and performs a healing with Jairus and the girl's mother, Jairus' wife. And Jesus says, she's not dead, she's only sleeping. And she sits up in bed, awake, perfectly fine. We have the power within us to verify things, to do our own research, to check it out, to see if it's true. See, part of the reason that we get paralyzed is, what if it is true? What if Edgar and I are going to break up? He's the love of my life. What am I going to do? We forget that within us, that presence of God speaks to us through a still, small voice called our intuition. Intuition feeds courage. If you are in a state of, oh my God, you're in the grip. There's no room to listen, because the fear is so loud. But if you tell yourself, only believe, let's believe in best outcome, then the grip is released. You have reset your own internal algorithm to tune into the presence of God within you. Now, this is how it works. The courage that comes through your intuition is subtle, it is quiet, it is often immediate, it is emotionless, and when you know it, you are in a place of almost like you're just floating on your raft on the calmest sea you could ever imagine. And it is always encouraging you to do something good and safe and supportive. Your intuition, the intuition of all healthy, functional people, never tells you to hurt yourself or anybody else. Ever. Fear really has no power when we can look at it with eyes that say, God never put any obstacles in our way. So whatever that fear is, we can look at it square in the face with courage. We're doing a series on spiritual tools, and you already have the first spiritual tool from a few weeks ago. If you didn't hear that message, go ahead. It's posted already. You can go back and listen to it. You got a flashlight of clarity. Well, now with courage, you get a magnifying glass. So let me take my flashlight and my magnifying glass, and let me look at this thing. And so that's what Gina had to do. She had to really look at this. What is this about? With you and Edgar. Remember, for those of us who've had one or more yucky relationships that we lived through and grew from, we sometimes have fears that the next one we could have the same stuff happen again. But we don't have to, because we're smarter and wiser and more spiritually grounded than we were before. And so Gina and Edgar had some conversations about money. Gina was scared that she was going to be alone with no money. But the fear went is, what am I going to do if we have a fight and break up, versus I'm really needing some security and I love you so much and I want to figure out how we're going to work on this together. Do you see the difference? Gina and Edgar had a beautiful, loving, fabulous rest of their lives together. Until the point when Gina, during COVID, started to decline. And I was not able to go visit her in person, as many of you remember, from that time. And she said to me, Rev, please sometime tell people not to be scared. She was not afraid anymore, even in the face of COVID, because she had the courage to take everything she knew, to look it in the face, the fear, the goodness, and to just take that risk of saying, Edgar, I love you so much. I want us to be together for the rest of our lives. You have the flashlight. You have the physical well-being. You have the emotional well-being already in your spiritual toolkit. And now you have the courage. Whoever it is, whatever it is, take your tools, look it in the face, and say, you are nothing. I am strong and courageous. And so you are. I love you. Namaste. Thank you, John Michael. It's beautiful. All right, y'all, you got your spiritual toolboxes, right? You got them. That is one of the blessings of Unity Atlanta Church, whether you are in our building or you are tuned in virtually. You have so many wonderful tools. And we love to share them with you. And we love everything you share with us. Your light, your love, your wisdom, your joy, your energy. I think there could be a Three Musketeers outside somewhere in a little while. A few M&Ms maybe. And we love to share those too. And we thank you for sharing them with our community. And we thank you for all the ways that you give to keep this community strong by giving Cash App, Venmo. We have a basket in the back. You can leave cash in there. You can leave a check. Spoiler alert, you can still do a pledge, and we're going to be getting ready for our upcoming pledges. You can use a card. You can use a bank draft. Any way that you give, we are so grateful to receive. And especially we're so grateful to be in the divine flow of giving and receiving. So let's affirm that now with our offering blessing. Divine love through me blesses and increases all that I give, all that I have, and all that I receive. I give because so much has been given to me, and I am prosperous. I give because giving feels good. I gratefully give because I am generous, kind, and loving. And so it is. We are grateful. And one more time, the Soulful Harmonics, this week featuring Justin Hart.
If you feel like you're not good enough, if you heard that you're not right, if you feel that you're not strong enough to put up a good fight, been told that you're not worthy, you've been told that you're not loved, you've been told that you're not beautiful, to never be enough. Feel It'll take your breath, stop you in your steps. Fear, it is a liar. It'll rob your rest, steal your happiness, cast out fear in the fire. 'Cause fear, it is a liar. If you felt that you were troubled, forever be alone. You've been told that you should run away and never find a home. If they told that you were dirty, that you should be ashamed, and they tell that you could come one, grace can never change. Oh, fear, it is a liar. It'll take your breath, stop you in your steps. Fear, it is a liar. It'll rob your rest, steal your happiness, cast out fear in the fire. 'Cause fear, it is a liar. Let your fire fall, lose all my fears. Let your fire fall, your love is all I feel. Let your fire fall and cast out all my fears. Let your fire fall, your love is all I feel. Let your fire fall and cast out all my fears. Let your fire fall, your love is all I feel. Let your fire fall and cast out all my fears. Let your fire fall, your love is all I feel. Fear, it is a liar. It'll take your breath, stop you in your steps. Fear, it is a liar. It'll rob your rest, steal your happiness, cast out fear in the fire. 'Cause fear, it is a liar. 'Cause fear, it is a liar.
All right, so Justin, nothing like being asked to sit in with the band. And oh, and by the way, you have a solo. But you
All
have a
good.
beautiful voice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right, have just a couple of announcements. The first one is that y'all don't know this, Reverend Jen and I didn't know this, but Zach has been playing a broken set of drums and making them sound amazing. So we put, So we put out an ask for some new pieces for the drum kit, and someone responded, and we have that project funded. They asked to remain anonymous, but thank you so much. All right, today at 12:30, the Spiritual Aging Discussion Group meets in room 108, and that group is facilitated by Elisha Fields. Elisha, right there. Also, at 1 o'clock today, Trunk or Treat. This is the one thing that we open up to all the kids in the community. It's a lot of fun. Hope you'll hang around and just watch because it's great. Also, the Gala Photo Gallery. Remember that it is on the website. If you go to the website, on the very first page, there's a block that says Centennial Archive. You'll click on that block, and it takes you to the Centennial Archive page, and the link for the photos is right there. They're only going to be up until November 9th. So please take a look. You can download your own photos, the photos you want, because that link will be going away on November 9th. So please do that. If you have problems with it, please call me, and I'll be glad to help you and walk you through it. Also, next Saturday's Women's Circle has been postponed 1 week to November 9th. So the Women's Circle this week is the second, or this month is the second Saturday, November 9th. Also, next week is Sneaker Day. Wear your cool sneakers and set your clocks back, or you'll be here early with your cool sneakers, okay? So fall back next week. Set your clock back 1 hour on Saturday night before you go to bed, or you're going to be early. And now, the awesome French fries, Christopher Solinsky.
Thank you. Let's join together in this week's affirmation. I am a divine child of God with courage, faith, strength, and wisdom. I look fear in the face and believe in my best outcome. And now, if you're inclined and able, please rise and join us in our song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. On earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. And now our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever you are, God is. And we are so grateful. Have a great week. Thank you.